G'day guys, welcome back to the shed. This one we're back on my car, back on the Ford Maverick or GQ. We've got the GU still sitting there. Michael's not coming down this weekend, so I thought, bonus, I'm going to get back into my car. I haven't touched it for months now. Like I said, the other thing, I was sick and all the rest of it, so just never got around to touching it, and it's been sitting idle since. I started just now putting this little corner section on the roof. I've just got a couple of rivets holding it on, and got the other one on as well. I started putting the brace in the middle here. I thought, oh, better pick up the camera. So yeah, I thought, just forgot about the camera, forgot to pick it up, so I thought I'll grab it now and start recording. So I want to get this section in and have a look at it, see how it's coming along. This side is the one that I've split. It's in a couple of different pieces, so be getting all welded back together, but it follows, might be a little bit hard to see, follows the line, the original line of the door jamb properly, whereas this one, the camera will go up, this one's got a big gap, and you can see this is the line it needs to be following, and here it is out here, so they're not quite right. So I'll be splitting this one and redoing it. So I've got the roof skin here. This section is what the doors sat against and the roof skin comes down to. So this bit sits in there, so it sits on top of the those corner pieces and goes across to there. So this piece, I split the inner piece off it, which was this one. So I split it because I'm going to run the pipe from here up through and across to act as a bit of a roll cage in case the worst ever happens, but just for a lot more structural rigidity. But it's not technically a roll cage, so all roll bar. But this hole that you can see here, I think that's where the door latch, the top door latch on the driver's side rear door went to, and it was in. So the pipe wasn't going to fit, so I cut that out, and then it's got these other raised sections. So I thought, you know what, I've repaired all the holes. I thought I'll have a go at making it. So I've bought myself a shrinker stretcher. I've got the pound brake over there, so I'll might have a go at making that instead of trying to repair it. So I've got the little bit of gutter as well, which was across the back. So, but yeah, I'll put this piece on, and then we'll have a look at the roof skin, and then get back into the pipe work. So I just want to see how this is going to look at the moment and get a bit of a rough idea. So cool. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So Well, the other roof skin is here. This one's here, so I've got to cut it back yet. Cut it back a little bit more. But it lines up really, really well. So, but I'm going to try and put the rear one under. I've got to cut it back and then step it. They want a 25mm overlap, the engineer. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And like I say, it's a little bit hard to see because clamps and door frames in the way. But that's sort of square. It's just in that little bit, just to make it look like it wasn't a wagon that was cut into a ute. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna have to repair all these little holes that I've drilled from the spot welds. So I'll do that at a later date. But I'm pretty happy with that. It sits nice, it looks nice, and like I say, that's the idea. It gets that factory finish. These taper lines, they peter out, so it looks like it was a factory space cab, essentially. That was what I was going for. So now I'll take the roof skin back off, and I'm going to do my pipe work that goes up through here. So we'll get stuck into that. So yeah, I've just tacked this pipe in. I just put a one little tack down there with the MIG, and I've tacked the elbow in the top. So I use the short, tight radius ones. Let's put a little tack on it there with the MIG. I haven't tacked it to this pipe yet because I've got to trim the other end of it. But yeah, unfortunately I couldn't get it all the way back, sort of excuse that part of the door frame, but I wanted to try and get it back to here. But the pipe sitting in this section at the back here wouldn't allow it to come all the way back, and I didn't want to try and do some weird complicated corner that was just going to give me headaches. So I thought I'll lean this pipe in, and what I'll do is I'll make a panel that goes around. So the pipe here is my finish corner. Once that's pushed in, I'm just going to trim it up here. Once that's pushed in, that's going to be my finish corner, and then I'll have a panel that sits here which ties into where I'm going to put the window itself. So because I'm using the window that was on the back of the rear doors here, I'm moving that forward. I'll put that in there, but and also like this other panel that goes up in here, that one goes up in there. Another reason for remaking that is the pipe sits out a little bit, so it probably sits about 10 mil. So I'll make a panel that sort of rolls around it a little bit. But yeah, I'm happy with that. That's looking good, and it gives you a bit of an idea of the what I mean by it's not just a square back wall. It doesn't look like it's just been cut. This angle is a little bit exaggerated. Got to be careful, it's only just tacked. A little bit exaggerated, like the panel's going to be back to here. So, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. It's starting to get a bit too long, so I'll break it up over 2 videos and keep going on the next one. Alright guys, I'll see you next time in the shed. Catches, bye.